What is up, guys? Wraec is here with new video, and today's topic will be why S tiers actually suck and Tussi is great. And this is arguably pretty debatable title, but it's kind of the truth. We will talk about it. So, as you guys knew or may not know, I quite recently bought an SS Swordflesh, quite an insane hero, one of the best copies of Swordflesh there is. Don't worry about the stats, she's currently a tenant, so not a homeowner. Therefore doesn't have a lot of attack, but the copy, as you can see, quite nice. We got some stats on her. I showed the roll and rolling in the video. We did some hammers, ended up with a block, control immunity, offset, damage reduction, and giant killer. And this, of course, pretty undesirable roll actually. Like most people would say, okay, at least 3 of those should be damage stats like precision, crit damage, some stuff like this. You definitely want giant killer. Maybe get Defier to with it, and then you can get like 1 defensive stats, or go all out and get offensive stats. And obviously, I would like that, and I would have loved to roll that, but didn't quite work out. Still, got to like the roll. Actually, I really liked the damage reduction. The damage reduction was quite insane. And I experimented with it a little bit and worked pretty well. Obviously, at SS tier you have pretty high stats for those rolls, but this isn't my desired roll. When I first thought about it, I thought like, maybe get like Giant Killer, get like Defier, and then some precision on top of that, and the 4 stats. I was a little bit flexible. Maybe another offensive stat like Crit Chance or something, or even get an defensive stats. Today I would say get some damage reduction. That would have been a nice roll, like crit damage. No, what am I saying? Giant Killer, Defier, precision, and damage reduction. That would have been like go-to roll, the roll that I would really want to have. Obviously not control immunity offset. But there is a slight problem with that. Getting 4 specific stats on an S tier hero is kind of insane. And the reason I'm saying that is, if you look at those rolls, those are the possible rolls. We can get 4 stats on S tier, obviously, and you compare S to A tier, then you will quickly notice that there are some added roll things. Those are the immunities, and if you look at those, you will see that there are actually 10 of them. So 10 added stats to the total stat pool on S tier. 10 more, which doesn't seem like much, but if you look at the rest of it, it's like 50% increase of stats that there are at S tier. And we only get 1 more stat, so like the possibility or the probability for us to roll any specific stat, it's kind of difficult. And we can be more precise with kind of difficult, and that is now the point why Tussi is actually great. And it's not the Tussi you might think that I'm talking about. And it's the Tussi bot from my Discord server. If you've ever tried it, it's a great bot made by Aika, and I promised her to show it off, so I thought like, today is a good day for that, so let's go ahead and switch over to Discord. So now we're actually on my Discord server. Link is in the description, by the way. Happy if all of you guys join. Great server, in my opinion. We got a lot of nice stuff there. Tussi bot is in there. Got all the premium features, which is quite nice. And I was surprised a lot of people joined. You can see it on the left side. 742 people actually in there. But there is one special member, and that is the Tussi bot. And we are currently in the Tussi command channel. The Tussi command channel is the only channel on the server where you can use the commands of Tussi bot. And there are actually quite a few of them. There are some channels where you can get rolls for your Tussi bot. You know, I've just given myself the Purgatory 200 roll, which is appropriate, and the Depth 15 rolls. And if you get all of those rolls, you can actually use all of the commands of Tussi bot. And one specific command I currently want to have a look at with you guys is actually the Soul Hammer command. It's a pretty new command. We can type on it and click it, and once you type it in, you will actually get the option to look at S, A, or B tiers to get a grasp of the probabilities for your hammer rolls. So first of all, let's start off with A tier, and what we want to do is we have 5 options. 1 stat, 2 stats, 3 stats, of course 3 specific stats, so like 3 specific stats that we think of would be our optimal roll. At least one of 2 stats, or 2 stats plus a third damage stats. And we were talking about the perfect roll, the probability to receive the god roll. And that is actually this one, 3 specific stats. So like the probability for you to roll Giant Killer, Defier, Precision, for example. So let's take a look at that for A tier. For A tier, the probability to roll getting any 3 desired stats, so or god roll, would be 0.08% per hammer, or within 20 hammers we would get 1.493%, which is already quite insane. If you think about it, the probability to roll a god roll within 20 hammers at 1.5% basically means you get 20 hammers per month. So you have 1.5% chance to get your god roll per month. Take that times 10 basically, or times 12, and you have your probability for the year, and are already quite sad when you think about it. 2 stats is arguably a lot better. 2 specific stats already 25% within 20 hammers. So getting like Giant Killer Defier, for example, would be what we're talking about here. Getting just Giant Killer 95% in 20 hammers. So it is possible. Let's now look at something else though, and that is the reason why I say S tiers suck. We talked about S tiers having 10 added stats in the pool, the immunities, and those immunities actually mess up those the stat pool quite insanely. And if you click now at S tier, we get the options for S tier. Of course, there are some more, as we have 4 specific stats that we can look for. And if we now look at our god roll, which is 4 specific stats, we talked about a Giant Killer, Defier, Precision, damage reduction. If I wanted to get that specific roll, the probabilities are abysmal. So the probabilities of getting all 4 desired stats, 0.00% per hammer. It's obviously not flat 0. There is a 1 somewhere in the end, I don't know at which point, but if you look at 3 numbers, it's just 0. Within 20 hammers is 0.064%, and Aika, who made the bot, Aika's moderator, is a streamer, is a nice person in general, added a fun fact that is not fun at all. I told her that it's not fun at all. If you buy 20 hammers for 393 years, you would have a 95% chance to get 4 desired stats. So the 95% chance we have it here as well is the same as getting 1 desired stat within 20 hammers. So 393 years. So if you plan to get your perfect S tier hero with your desired roll, prepare to wait for 393 years. Now let's look at 3 specific stats for S tier. And if we compare that, where is it? We can make that away. 3 desired stats for A tier. 1.493%, and here it is 1.765, and the main reason for that is, of course, we have 4 stats on the hero instead of 3. That makes actually the probability to get 3 desired stats a little bit higher than at A tier. But still, the reason, the probability to get your perfect roll, absolutely abysmal. And that is part of the reason I think why DH is thinking about adding some ways to earn hammers to the game, which is desperately needed. I think nothing sucks more as if you buy your first A tier hero and you're hyped and you want to have Giant Killer on there and clear some content, and then you don't get Giant Killer and have to wait for a month because like your hammers only reset once a month. Let's dive into some other topics with Tussi bot. When we're now looking at it, let's look at some other stuff too. There are a bunch of commands that we can actually use. If you tap / and you can just click on Tussi and you will see all of the commands. Aika added a lot of commands for awakening and Tenant calculation. And those are pretty cool. I think the most commonly used commands currently are Cloud Calc. Calculates Cloud Island material income based on rolls and some input, and we can try that for me. Corruption is of course the void corruption for Realmscape that I'm running. That is 140. Then we have to add another 8 parameters. Let's say it's boss 7 that we usually reach. I think this is about right. Star Expedition rank for Mega Project is of course first. SL smashes we do 12, and then we can do the tower stuff as well. Up hero 1, let's say it's just an average of B+. that is about appropriate. Up heroes are, of course, the up heroes in Tower of Dreams. Since quite recently, I think the Awakening tier of the up heroes that you add to your team also gives you some materials. So that is, of course, another way. And the furnace, the Cloud Island furnace. And if we use all of that, we actually get pretty precise stats. Tower of Dream and Depth and Sealant level are missing. We miss rolls. I should have tried that before. So now we have all the things we need for Cloud Calc, and we see our daily income for my account is 80,000 wood, 72,000 hard rock, 80,000 ingot, and 83,000, I don't even know how is it called, fluorite. So yeah, we now see the specific monthly income. We can also see daily info and monthly info. We can click that and get a chart with all of our things basically. And where they are coming from. So our wood, where is it coming from? Realms Gate and daily and everything. So if you really care about your stats and wonder where's everything coming from, Cloud Calc will give you your exact CI materials, and you can go ahead and plan if that is something you want to do. There is definitely the option with TussiBot to plan your resources ahead, which is quite cool. Ica was especially proud of Tenant Calc. Where is it? There. Tenant Calc. So, I think we just use my SFX and see what stats she can provide. Let's just go ahead and do that. My SFX. The SS tier SFX that I bought. So, level. Let's use 400. Imprint is obviously V4. Enables for mightiness, we have a building level of 105, not 1056, 105, and now of course we need quite a lot of stuff. She's an assassin. We have gear, we have resonance gear, full resonance gear. Oh, she should add the new resonance gear here. Oh, she has reso tier, obviously. Faster than I thought. Cool. Stone we use an attack stone. Our stone tier is S6. We have an artifact that is a flag. Our flag level is splendid. Our skin attack, I don't even know. Have to look. Skin attack. We have 9% attack on our mythic skin. Okay. Skin HP, we don't have that. Can add that and say none. Awakening attack, 9,000 something, I know. 9,745. So we have that. And awakening HP is 8,165 for SS tier. And tree level 100. And then we have core level. We indeed have a noble core. So let's see what that tells us. So now you get your exact tenant stats. 3.919 million attack, 224 million HP, and 53 speed is what we would get if we were to use our SS tier SFX S Tenant for any hero. So that is quite cool. If you care about that, some people always wonder, oh, is there something wrong with my setup? And I recommend them to use Tenant Calc. And I would just ask you, go ahead, come into the server, get some roles, and just explore all the options there are. There are quite a few more commands that you can use. SEBOS HP is something I often use. You can just basically go right. I can show that for a second. You can just type in the life number. Let's say 7% HP. It's at 30%, and we want to hide the message from others. We don't want others to see that I type this, and then I can just type it in. And I often use this command if I want to see if it's worth to attack right now, or if somebody else should attack, and that is quite cool. So if you guys care about those commands, definitely go ahead, join the server. Link is in the description. And if you have any questions about it, feel free to ask Ika's in the server. She can answer some stuff. In any way, I wish you guys a great day, and we will see us in the next one.